So today we are going to discuss one of the important bill which passed in winter session of the parliament. So that bill is shortcut in referred as Shanti bill. So what is the abbreviation of the Shanti bill? Means sustainable harnessing and advancement of nuclear energy for transforming India. So transforming India means you should remember. So our government has taken vision of developed India by 2047. So by completion of 100 years of independence. So here this bill generally talk about advancement in the nuclear energy. So what are all the hurdles right now we are facing? Okay, so what is the capacity of installed nuclear energy? How much we are going to upgrade this nuclear energy by 2047? So supplementary consequences such as climate change related goals, okay, saving of the import of energy bill, all these things are we will see one after another. And nuclear energy here it see, when compared to all non-fossil fuels, nuclear energy is very less. So very less. And you should remember that the power generation by using the nuclear energy when compared to solar, wind or hydro is very cheaper. But only problem is the risks are higher. So any accident is there, the risks are higher, that you should remember. So nuclear plants are releasing more radiation that causes environmental problem and human health concerns. That is the reason. So till now we didn't encourage much related to the nuclear energy, but when compared to power generation, nuclear energy is very cheaper. So but it has the same time costs also. So how much we targeted by the short term up to 2031-32, we targeted 22, almost 22.5 gigawatts. Right now installed one is 9 gigawatts, almost 9 gigawatts, and we wanted to upgrade in the short term for 23 gigawatts or 22.5. So long term, like by 2047, so this should be increased to 100 gigawatts. 100 gigawatts by 2047. This is the crucial area you should remember. So Shanti bill. So what are all the features inside the Shanti bill when comparison with so Civil Liability Act of 2010. So this bill removed Civil Liability Act 2010 and Atomic Energy Act 1962. So comparisons you can see. So repealed 2000 Act versus new law. Primary scope. So here fixing the financial liability and compensation. So here when it comes to nuclear power plant, the builder of the plant, operator, so who produce the energy, and the supplier of the nuclear fuel plus plants or machinery. So three parties are there. So these we call as a vendors. So vendors. So in case any accident happened in the nuclear power plant, these operator can sue the supplier for damage, because the damage is caused due to defective plants supplied by the vendor. So this is how who has to pay the liability if any accident is there. So for people who are suffered due to this accident, they need compensation. So this is the primary aim of 2010 Act. So here it is a broad act. So it governs all the cycle of nuclear energy in India, granting license to whom to be built, whom to be operate, whom to be source this vendor and everything. So private entry. Earlier all the nuclear power plants built by government company only. Now Ambani, Adani also can build the power plants. So second thing is safety and liability. So it talks about all the issues related to nuclear energy. But the 2010 Act primarily related to liability and compensation. So second one is so supplier liability. Crucial change. Here the operator can sue the supplier if any accident caused. Here it removed that one. Why it is removed means, so no vendor from France or America is not ready to send their machinery or fuel to India. If any damage is happened, they were sued in India. They have to pay that damage. So this is how the growth of the nuclear energy sector had stopped in India by removing them, that provision in the new act. So those vendors are ready to supply fuel as well as the plants. So this is the very crucial. So now the liability is paid by the operator only. So this operator has to do insurance. Understand? So from that insurance pool, money has to be paid as a compensation. Now the vendor liability is replaced with operator liability and insurance. Understand? The second one is, see, you can see this is the provision which blocked the growth of private investment as well as the foreign supplier in India. So by removing this provision, we opened the gates for private entry, foreigner entry, growth of the nuclear energy sector. So private participation. So 2010 Act never talk about the private participation. If any plant to be built in India means that must be done by NPCI, CIL, that is government company. So here it allowed explicitly by openly telling that it allows permission for the companies. It might be a private companies or joint venture companies. They can build, own, operate, BOO model. So government role is nominal. Why? Because private entities have the larger sums. Government cannot only build all the nuclear plants to meet that 100 gigawatts of capacity. So here it allows private companies pool their resources to build, operate and maintain the nuclear power reactors. So this is how the transformation happened from government to private people. So operators liability cap. Earlier, if any accident happened in the nuclear power plant, so that plant, irrespective of the size, they have to pay 1500 crore as a compensation. So now, because it allowed small modular reactors, based on the reactor size, the compensation has changed. It is like a graded caps. So smaller one pay small, higher one pay higher, so that the business people, they are safe. So there is no uniformed compensation. Based on their business size, they can pay the compensation. So regulatory authority. So here regulatory authority, AERB, Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, which report to the Atomic Energy Commission. So both are government one. So here conflicts of interests are there. So Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, whatever the decision taken, might not be accepted by the Atomic Energy Commission. So dual regulation led to the confusion. So that statutory and independent, AERB has given a full statutory status and it will oversee licensing, safety and everything related. Just like RBI and SEBI, they are autonomous in their domain. AERB will become autonomous in the nuclear energy sector growth in India. So transparency. So here every information in 2000 Act we can get it through RTI, but this was restricted in the new Act. This is somewhat wired thing. And jurisdiction. So any liability or compensation related matters, 2010 Act so created a claims commissioner or nuclear damaged claims commission. But to new Act, so specialized tribunals are allowed. Atomic disputes tribunal, which handle the all disputes related to nuclear power plant or compensation liability, etc. So now what is the significance of these Shanti bill? So now you can see energy security, because nuclear fuel, nuclear energy is clean energy, cheaper energy. Okay. So by 2070, we pledged zero emissions. To achieve that one, nuclear energy must be present in India. That is highest in manner. So that we can get the energy security by opening up private foreigners and private investment, foreigner technology and everything. So second one is global confidence, because now the supplier is not the vendor is not the scapegoat. So this is how global rules are operate. Now our rules are aligned with the global rules so that global companies can invest in India. So this is all about Shanti Bill. So why did they remove Atomic Energy Act as well as Civil Liability Nuclear Act 2010? Because of entry of the private participation and increasing the energy security in India. So this is all about for today.